Hello everyone, welcome to today's immigration session. My name is Sanjana and today we have attorney Mary Kennedy with us. We'll be discussing the recent mass revocation of F1 visas and the implications that it has for its international students. Welcome, Ms. Kennedy.
Thank you, Sanjana. It's great to be here.
Pleasure to have you here. So let's dive right into the issue. In the past 1 week, we've seen a lot of news. Hundreds of international students have received emails from the Department of State indicating that their visa has been revoked. These emails are warning them to self-deport or face arrest. Can you explain what's been happening with these mass revocations and whether everyone should be concerned?
Yeah, so the first thing I want to say is, Sanjana, is it's not for everyone. It's not for the overall F1 students, definitely. That's very clear. We have to mention it over here. There is definitely a sudden uptick in the F1 revocation for students, and students are getting so panicked. Right, Sanjana, we are receiving so many calls back and forth to our office as well. So it's very important to know that is not, again, a situation that affects everyone. Do not panic, and several attorneys are working on it to investigate further developments of what could be the solution for this. And the government doesn't randomly revoke visas for people with the clean records. The visas get scrutinized more and more when there is even anything that that is flagged in, like shoplifting, DUI, or domestic, and also, unfortunately, when we got a call from someone who has been charged of a federal crime, but again, that was dismissed earlier. Actually, it was a year before. So there can be of any situation that could have been happened in the individual students, stay over here in US, and that is one of the reasons we see that these revocations are happening.
Thank you, Ms. Kennedy. So say I have received this email from the Department of State. What should my immediate next steps be? Who should I reach out to, and what action can I take to protect myself?
Yeah, that's very, very important for all of us to know, and that's the reason for this video. A very quick note on that is to see that you have to connect with an immigration attorney as soon as possible. We see that IC personally noticed the students very panicked about the situation because their career, their stay over here, it's not easy, as we understand very well. So immediately try to connect with an immigration attorney as soon as possible to understand, and even your DSO. And most of the DSOs initially, all that we noticed was they were saying, no, I don't think you have to be worried about it, but it looks like they are terminating the service immediately. That started from yesterday in particular. So this is very general advice. I'm not specific. Please make sure this is not a legal advice for you. So contact an immigration attorney or a DSO and see that if your service has been terminated, and if you do have an option for you to change your status to that of any other status, like H4 or an L2 or any other status, it can be J2 or any other status, that would be very well for you to do that immediately. And so that gives you some breathing time, and so that's the first thing I would ask you to do. If not, also you have to find an attorney and file for a reinstatement, as we were talking about it. April 4th, Fridays. We are still looking for further developments on this, as the attorneys everywhere in the forums we are discussing about it. So probably at least by Monday we'll come to know what could be the next step. And also there is a class actions lawsuit that could be filed for. Attorneys are preparing for it. There is definitely a relief on its way. Don't get panicked about it. Just wait for the further developments. If you have an immigration attorney, prepare yourself to file a reinstatement along with a non-proton. Non-proton is also very important, but your attorney will be knowing about it.
So timely and complete documentation can make a big difference. Make sure that you are regularly in contact with all the parties involved, your DSO, your attorney, and keep them updated on developments. Keep verifying your status. Moving on, we have another question, Ms. Kennedy. What if I have travel plans and I've received this notification from the Department of State? Should I proceed with them, or should I remain in the US until the issue is resolved?
I definitely recommend you at this point of time, when you got a revocation notice, please do not travel immediately out of country. And it's very specific to myself. The reason is there is a relief that's happening, and then attorneys are working on it to understand what could be the next step on this. So you leaving the country is not going to help in that case scenario, or you might have to, you'll be stuck out of country. So I'm not saying for a long period of time, at least till the coming week, you should postpone your travel plans. And just because it has been, the notice says very clearly that you have to depart US as soon as possible, or the deportation process might be initiated very soon. I understand that concern, but still definitely not leave the country for at least the further developments are going to be there. At least by early next week, you should be waiting to know what's going to be the next step on this.
Thank you, Ms. Kennedy. So we want to reiterate, the email from the Department of State does sound very threatening. It tells you to either self-deport or face immigration proceedings. But we want to make it very clear, do not take any such action until you have consulted with an attorney.
That's very right, Sanjana. That's what we advise you to do.
So moving on, we've heard that many students are now facing additional scrutiny related to their social media activity. Could you tell us a bit more about this, Ms. Kennedy?
Yeah, it's not a very legal notice or anything. Just general observation says that using the help of support of AI, the US government has been able to monitor the social media presence and then even talking against the government details and everything. So we're still in the process of observing and finding more details about it. But as part of who you are, what it is, if you don't have to do it, please avoid all those media posting about whatever your opinion is. We do understand and value the freedom of speech and your First Amendment rights, but still not to invite yourself to that position. Please try to avoid those kind of situations.
Thank you, Ms. Kennedy. So it's clear that staying vigilant is the key to navigating these challenges. We hope today's session helps students better understand the situation, and as Ms. Kennedy stated, we are still awaiting further developments on how this is unfolding. We look forward to joining you in the next session, hopefully very soon, and we thank you again for joining us. Ms. Kennedy, would you like to say anything to conclude?
Thank you, Sanjana. Thanks. And it's a very quick note. We just tried our best to give you an input of whatever the current scenario, and just please follow us up, and then definitely we will keep you posted on the further developments. Thank you all. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, everyone.